Hello, my name is Kenton DeYoung. I'm sitting here with Dylan Fairman.
Yes.
And this is Unsolved Canadian Mysteries, our very first episode talking about some of the great and terrifying mysteries around our wonderful country.
Mm. And I know nothing. I'm ready to learn.
Our first story will be about a man named Taylor Granger. Our story starts off in the 1960s on Vancouver Island, Canada. Granger was in elementary school, as all kids are at that age. And he was about 13, 14 when he decided he was tired of school. He was tired of learning what they were teaching them, and he just wanted to go and work on machines, work on the farm.
Sounds good.
Sounds relatable. I felt the same way when I was his age.
I hated school. Anyway, continue on.
So he left his school and he worked at the farm, and he was working on machinery. He was a inspiring engineer. And one of the first things he worked on was an old car that was found on the property. It was all beat up and banged up, and he was able to bring it back to life, and he was able actually to drive it around the farm and then later into the city. A couple years later, his engineering skills continued getting better, and he came across an old locomotive out in the wild. And again, he repaired the train and built it, and it was just a single train engine, but enough that he could take the train and drive it around the farm in circles. And of course, this got the attention of local kids, and everyone wanted to come and ride on the train, right? So it was quite the popular place to be.
Popular conductor.
Oh yeah, everyone loved Taylor Granger. He was a good guy. A couple years go past again, and now we're kind of into the 1970s, and Taylor Granger finds an old Kitty Hawk airplane from the Second World War.
A what?
Kitty Hawk?
What's a Kitty Hawk?
It's like an airplane with like a face on it, like teeth and eyes. I don't know where he found it or what happened to it, but it was decommissioned, it was crashed, or it wasn't in operating status when he found it. But in a few months, he got this plane up and going, and he could fly it around the city and flew it around the farm.
So he put a fucking plane back together?
Yes.
And he went up in the air.
Yes.
And okay.
So it was pretty obvious to the town folk and to his family
that he's Iron Man.
Yeah, that he is a genius, right?
Yeah.
He is an absolute genius, and that there's no need for him to have gone to elementary school, right? Because he had the smarts, he had the knowledge to do whatever he put his mind to. So now we're going into the 1980s, and a couple big things happened in the 80s. The first was a large number of UFO sightings over Vancouver Island. But some people believe that was because of another thing that was happening in the 80s, and that was Star Wars.
Oh, I was about to say drugs, but yeah, Star Wars.
Drugs. So Star Wars came out, everyone was fascinated with the idea of space and intergalactic travel, and now suddenly all these strange UFOs are being spotted over the island.
So people are their brains are making them think they're seeing shit? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Possibly because of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's thinking about aliens, thinking about spacecrafts, and suddenly there's a boom of these things in the sky.
Thinking Chewbacca's fucking doing a drive-by.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The bounty hunters are coming down to visit Earth. Exactly. Taylor Granger decides he likes this idea. Space travel, aliens, all that stuff. Everyone likes it.
If you tell me he's going to build a fucking spaceship, this is over.
So he decides to build a spaceship.
Oh, God. Okay. All right.
But,
I'll continue.
Okay. But there is no way to fly a spaceship. We don't have that technology now, and it's been 40 years since then. Right? So instead what he builds, it's about the size of a car. It's a round disc shape, and he puts it on metal legs, and it just looks like a treehouse, but it's on stilts. And it's made out of metal. Okay, so it's like a UFO, but it's obviously not functional. Okay. And of course, the kids love that too. Not as much as the train or the airplane, but the kids like to come and hang out in his UFO with him, right? But he spends a lot of time in there by himself, just thinking about stuff, thinking about engineering, thinking about machines, thinking about whatever.
80s stuff.
Yeah, 80s stuff, whatever a 30-year-old in the 80s is thinking about, right?
Fucking hair metal and boobs.
Yeah, yes, probably. So then Taylor starts to tell people that he's not alone in that spaceship, that someone is talking to him when he's up there, and that these are extraterrestrials wanting to meet with him. That they are aware of what he can build and what he can do, and they want to learn about him. But Taylor Granger he resurrected a car. He resurrected a train. He resurrected an airplane. He's not crazy. He's eccentric, but he's not crazy. So he tells people this, and they kind of say, well, all right, Taylor, you can talk to these aliens. Nothing wrong with that. So then the aliens tell Taylor that on one stormy night, soon, they're going to come get him. And they're going to take him up in a spacecraft and show him how all this stuff works. So,
Well.
yeah. So Taylor goes and changes his will. Changes it from when I die to when I disappear. And all these things in preparation for this visitation of these aliens. So, like the Vancouver Island, they get a lot of rain, right?
Yeah.
But don't get a lot of big storms like we do out here, right?
Okay.
But this one night they did. It was this massive thunderstorm. Thunder, lightning, hail, just the whole thing. Taylor writes a note. He says to his parents, Mom and Dad, I am going to go board a spaceship with the aliens and travel the universe for the next 42 months. Then I'll return and tell you all about it.
Well, what a note to receive from your son.
So he leaves a note in the house for his parents to find. I think the next morning was when they found it. Then he drives his truck down to the local bar where some of his friends and coworkers, I guess not coworkers, but his friends are hanging out. And he tells them, I'm going to go with the aliens now. And they say, okay, sure. Go ahead, Taylor. Nobody stops him. So he drives up into the country to a hill. And there it comes back. So there is a local that lives on that hill. And he didn't see it happen. But there was this loud crack of thunder that shook the house. And he turned to his wife and said, that was Taylor. He's gone now.
Like, he doesn't know who Taylor is?
Well, he knows of Taylor Granger.
Okay.
And now he knows that crack of thunder, that was the aliens taking him away.
Okay.
So Taylor never comes back.
Okay.
And he has never come back.
He's still not back yet?
No. So they waited 42 months, like he said, for him to return. Nothing. He never came back. Several years later, they're doing some logging up north, up on the island. They find a crater in the ground, an artificial crater, right? And after looking into it, they see around the crater there is some debris. There's some scraps of metal. There's scraps of a truck part, and they find some wheels up in the trees. It's been blown apart.
Wheels?
Yeah, like the car wheels.
Wasn't it? Okay. There's a car is on the ground. The wheels are in the trees.
Yeah. And they also found some human bone fragments.
Okay.
So, because it's 1986, they don't have DNA technology to see who these bones belong to.
Okay.
But it is speculated that this was the truck of Taylor Granger. And now there's a debate. Did Taylor Granger get abducted by aliens to go visit the cosmos, never to return? Or did he blow himself up with dynamite in the truck?
Blow himself up with dynamite.
Did he commit suicide and cover it up by wanting to visit the aliens? Or did he actually go see the aliens?
That'd be a real good way to fuck with everyone. I'm gonna go visit aliens, but wow. Really, you're just gonna blow yourself up. Wow. That's fucking weird.
So I'll tell you a bit more about what else was going on at the time. And I'll let you kind of give your ideas of what might have happened. You mentioned earlier about drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a farmhand on the property that was known to be using, I believe it was LSD.
Of course.
And it is speculated that Taylor was taking this.
Oh, boy.
The kids, people knew that he was taking something, but he never did it around the kids that hung out with him around the train.
Proper way to do it, right?
He probably did it by himself in his UFO.
Oh.
So some people were thinking he had like a fit with the drugs and decided
Right.
this was the right thing to do. Some people are saying that no, maybe he did do drugs, but he wasn't like that. He wouldn't have killed himself. So that's the two theories. Which do you think happened?
I think he did so much LSD that he heard the fucking aliens and really and no, okay, wait a minute. We gotta put this. I gotta put this better because that doesn't make sense. Like, there's so many. Okay, so where did he get the dynamite from? I understand he put all this like vehicle together. He put the plane together, train together. He didn't put the fucking dynamite together.
Okay, I might have missed. So they said he had dynamite in his shed, but why he had dynamite, I don't know.
Yeah, who just has dynamite laying around? Well, this is BC. No, BC's hippies.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And hippies don't have dynamite. So that's the first clue here. Hippies don't have dynamite. Remember that. And he wrote a letter for his parents and then just said bye to his friends.
Yep.
And the friends are like, okay, dude. Like they're used to him being like that. Because he's probably on LSD all the time. Maybe he's just on LSD all the time and he can actually hear the aliens all the time. I don't know. I would say he maybe realized, I don't know, maybe he went to go meet the aliens, brought the dynamite with him to show the aliens, but then when the aliens didn't fucking show up, he's like, well, fuck it. I already said bye to everyone. Like, this is embarrassing. I can't go back now. And he blew himself up. That's my theory.
Okay.
Embarrassment.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He didn't want to look a fool.
Well, I don't have an answer to what really happened.
Well, I didn't expect you to have one.
That's why these are unexplained Canadian mysteries.
Right.
Unsolved Canadian mysteries.
The name of the fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of research into this the past few months.
Okay.
And I found one. It was what's that CBC special they do? It's like a Fifth Estate. They did a Fifth Estate episode on this whole thing.
What's the Fifth Estate?
Okay.
It's just like a mystery thing.
So the Fifth Estate is like a deep dive into a case.
Okay.
You know, what's going on, what's happening. It's like a award-winning deep dive into this whatever's going on.
Okay.
And this reporter went out to the farm, went out to the hill where Taylor tried to drive up to. He talked to his friends, he talked to his family, to try and get an idea of who this man was and why he just poofed into space.
I bet the guy doing the interview was like, do you know why Taylor would have gone up the hill in the first place? Like, they always talk like that. In the first place, with the family and friends behind, and just disappear? No, we don't know. We don't know. Would never do that. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, it's not far off, actually.
My parents watch shit like that all the time, so I just like everyone always like, oh, good David would never do that. It's like, well, obviously you don't know David that well. Okay, Taylor. We're talking about Taylor. We're not talking about David.
Yes. So the CBC special ends, and it's like 45 minutes long, right? And I'm watching it like wanting to get an answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends by saying that in around, I want to say 2016, a picture surfaced online of a truck matching Taylor Granger's truck's description found in the woods intact.
Oh.
But that's all. It doesn't say where. They said they couldn't find it because logging routes have changed. But they didn't say who took the photo, where the photo was, when the photo was taken, just that a photo was resurfaced online. And I have not been able to find that photo besides that CBC Fifth Estate documentary. And they're a reliable news source. I used to work for them, so I can say, unbiased.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Well, it was a short time I was with
That's
CBC.
still cool. I used to work at Superstore cutting meat in the deli. Anyway.
So they wouldn't make up something like that, especially when it's about a missing person, right? That is technically now declared dead. So it added a whole new level to it about this truck they found, but there was nothing to go with. So I'm not sure if I should throw out that piece of evidence or say, well, this is...
I assume Taylor, because you're saying he's eccentric, like just compare him to a person like, let's compare him to Iron Man. Or if we want to compare him to a real person that's based off Iron Man, let's compare him to Elon Musk kind of guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
is an Elon Musk kind of guy the kind of guy who would be coaxed by aliens to go and talk to them and see their stuff? Maybe. I guess he likes mechanical shit, so maybe he wants to see what they've got. So I guess that's possible.
I would go on a intergalactic space flight if an alien offered me.
Yeah, but you're Kenton. That's a Kenton thing to do.
Yeah, I think other people... so here's a thought that I'm having, is like, he didn't have... Like, he had parents, but he didn't have, like, a partner or kids.
Right.
He had friends, but you can get new friends, right?
It's true.
So I think he felt he had no reason to stay. Like, he had all the opportunity to go, no reason to stay.
Yeah.
Sure, he had his, like, children friends, but and that's kind of a weird friendship. So,
yeah.
Dismissible.
Huh. I guess so. If you got nothing to lose, why not go check out the aliens and bring some dynamite with you? It's the dynamite. The dynamite is what's getting me. So, okay, so let's say the truck wasn't blown up and that was the truck.
Yeah.
Fuck was the dynamite? Okay, the dynamite might just be a red herring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just messing me up. It might have just been... Okay, here's another possibility, okay? Let's say there's no fucking dynamite, Kenton, okay? Let's just say there's no dynamite.
Sure. All right.
He drove up the hill.
Okay.
Nothing was there.
Uh-huh.
He didn't want to go back after he said bye to everyone. So he kept on driving. He ran out of gas. He got out of his truck, started walking, got curious, saw a crater with a bunch of metal in it, and then a bear ate him. And that's where his bones are.
You know, honestly, as far-fetched as it is probably more realistic than being abducted by aliens.
Occam's razor. No, what is it called?
I think you're right.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
When in doubt, it's a bear.
Your theory is a little far-fetched, but then again, we're talking about aliens who were also far-fetched.
Yeah. Yeah. Aliens are becoming less and less far-fetched, though.
Mm-hmm.
The more and more, like, oh, we're going to release this information. It could be this. It could be something else.
It's true.
Slowly making us okay with the fact that we're not alone.
I've been thinking about this case a lot. And I'm thinking, have you ever talked to someone, maybe that it's Italian or Spanish?
No.
Well, it's okay. So sometimes they will get like 1,000 mixed up with 1,000,000 because the milli is the same kind of between the two languages.
Oh, okay.
So they say, oh, it's been 1,000,000 years. Well, they mean it's been 1,000 years or something like that. So I've been thinking, what if the aliens have a different type of time scale than we do? So they told Taylor 42 months, but they was mistranslated or whatever as 42 years. That would be next year.
I'll go even further.
Okay.
What if they said 42 months, you said, right?
Yeah.
42 months, but 40... Have you ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
But 42 months where they are is 800 years here.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
He comes back, everyone's dead. Oh, shit. Oh, I wrote a note. Oh, my note. My note was wrong. He'd be Canadian, obviously, so he would go, oh, my note. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, there's no breathable air here anymore. The birds.
Even if he comes back in 2022, it's going to be a completely different world.
It's true. So, sorry, what was the day he went missing?
It was 1980.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact day.
Yeah. 40 years.
42 years is 2022?
Yeah, 42. Okay. Yeah, I see now. Yeah. See, I'm dyslexic, so numbers don't work.
Okay.
But now, when you said that, I get it. So maybe it was 42 years. But why would, obviously, I guess if you're trying to be involved with someone from this planet, you would want to explain to them in terms they would understand of how long they're going to be away.
Yeah.
So, okay, that makes sense.
Because there's a big difference between 42 months and 42 years. He would come back being like 72 years old.
But they probably have pretty good technology. He'd probably come back almost like he felt like he's 50.
Yeah, maybe.
Robotic, like heart, robotic alien eyeballs.
You think for something like that long of a trip, you would like make sure you have human food and stuff, you know?
Yeah, but what do they run off of, right? Like maybe what they run off of can be like compatible with humans if you like put it in their ass or just inject them with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because people absorb stuff differently from their butt. Have you ever heard those athletes putting other athletes' poop in their butt?
No, I haven't heard of that.
No? It's a real thing. You gotta look that up. There's some athletes that take other athletes' poop and they put their poop in their butt. Anyway, look, this is not the topic. Taylor's missing, everyone. Taylor's missing.
So that is, I'd say, the end of the story.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm still thinking bears.
Okay. See,
But see, bears wouldn't leave the bones there like perfectly though.
well, they weren't perfect. They were bone fragments kind
Okay.
of scattered around.
Bear.
See, I'm going alien.
Who wins in a fight though? Bears or aliens?
Alien does. Have you seen Animorphs?
Have you seen bears? Look, let's just agree to disagree, okay? The bear versus alien debate is long and will never. It's like Goku versus Superman. It's never gonna be figured out.
Okay. Well, because I feel if Taylor has done all these incredible things,
Yeah,
to just take himself out,
you're right.
it would be like if I built an airplane, I would fly away on it. I wouldn't kill myself. I'd just fly away.
But think about the frustration of how easy it was to build this vehicle, this train, this plane, and now you want to build a spaceship, but you fucking can't. Like like you are ahead of the technology, but you can't get to it because you don't have the tools.
That's true. Yeah, that would be frustrating.
Like I can do some amazing technological things. I'm just as smart as someone from 1920s. It's just I have technology that is further advanced than them.
That's true. Yeah, I could see it driving someone crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Especially if you're alone in your thoughts with LSD.
It doesn't help. Yeah.
No. You probably had some deep thoughts. Some deep LSD thoughts. Cool. Well, I like that. I like that story. I actually had no idea what you were going to tell me. So, like, there was no butt stuff except when I talked about the poop.
Yeah.
And no like laser beams. So this is far more accurate in my brain.
I thought that was a good first episode.
It was good. I liked it. We should do more of these. I like them.
I agree.
Fuck yeah.
Should we encourage our listeners to like, subscribe, follow us, and get more of these?
No, we're going to threaten them.
Oh.
If you don't, okay. If you don't, you know what happened to Taylor?
No.
Yeah, exactly. No one will know what happened. So subscribe. No, that's probably a little too much. We don't even have like I like that name. If you think of anything else though, I'm good for it. But whatever the name is what the name is.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks for coming on, Dylan. This was really fun.
Thanks, Kenton. This was wonderful.
Bye, everyone. Until next time. Thanks for listening to and watching Unsolved Canadian Mysteries. We'll work on that.